Let you know, man, you are really encouraging me, motivating me, inspiring me. But God is really using you to help me out.
Because I can get on, I can be an influencer. Yeah, but that lasts for so long if that's your foundation of how you grew your following. Like, if you only grew your following because you're beautiful, right? Or, look at OnlyFans, right? You only grew your following because of sex and beauty. Eventually, that begins to go down if you're not innovative, period. Like, eventually that gets old. But in a relationship, sex and beauty gets old fast, especially when bills are due, or especially when there's something that you want to do in life and they don't really bring nothing to the table that can help out. All they do is they look good and they have great sex. That's it. Eventually, right? Eventually, in the beginning, people gonna love it. You're gonna love it, right? Eventually, it's gonna get old and you're gonna be like, yo, I'm tired of this. This is whack, right? So, ladies, getting back to my original point, my second original point was just because you want a guy that has money, that is stable, that doesn't make you a gold digger. And I get tired of the guys like, man, she only wants me for my money. No, she wants a guy that's stable, that just in case her bridge breaks, you have enforced, lug nuts under her bridge to be able to like, yo, I can hold you up, period. And you can't fault a woman for that. And as a default, men like women that are nurturers, right? Mother-like tendencies. And you may not want any children, but most men, hear me, most men enjoy the fact that a woman can, especially if he had a good mother, can mirror some of the qualities of his mom. Period. Right? But I'm talking to women today. I'm talking to fellas tomorrow. Understand what kind of man that you're wired to handle, or understand the type of man that you're wired to have. So you may be, now watch this. I'm going to make a great example. You may be the type of woman that's an alpha female or alpha woman, right? Now, can you get with the alpha man? You can. Now, I'm not going to, tell you who this is, but I've been following this podcast and I love this podcast. And if some of y'all have been following me and you listen to me, you probably know what podcast I'm talking about, but I ain't gonna bring it up. But this particular person, she is an alpha woman. She got with an alpha man, right? And she listed all the great qualities and everything about him was wonderful. He commands, authority when he walk in the room, stuff like, woo, cool. I understand that. Great. She felt as if, and she's a very brilliant woman, right? So it's not like she got with the guy and she began to talk about him saying, I'm with this guy. No, that's not what happened. But over time, what happened was she discovered, and I'm just using my own opinion, she discovered that this guy I can't handle, and I don't want y'all to get that handle part screwed up. Like, handle, what you mean I can't handle? I can handle anything. I match dollar for dollar, whatever. No, I'm not talking about that type of handle. When I talk about handle, I'm talking about, can you keep up with this relationship in all aspects of your life? Not just physical, not just financial, but emotionally. Can I handle this? Right? Because you have some guys that are very, 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 very much insensitive and don't care about how you feel when they say certain things. They mean what they say and they say what they mean. If it hurts your feelings, it is what it is. Some women would say, I can't handle that. No, I can't. And it's not, when you say, this is a big one, I really want to help us out. I'm going to definitely reiterate this for tomorrow's podcast as well. Just because you say I can't handle something, that does not mean you're weak. So, I'm saying this in my vernacular. She couldn't handle him or he couldn't handle her. I don't know what happened in their relationship. But I do know they both made great money. They both were alpha people, and it didn't work. They broke up. I don't know how long they broke up because I don't get into people's business like that. I don't care. But I wanted to use this to make a point to my listeners because I need you to understand what kind of person you need to be with. And I'm going to get to that in a minute. But they broke up, right? Two alpha people broke up. So you got to understand this. If you're an alpha person and they're an alpha person, two alpha people can coexist, but it becomes difficult because especially when you're not secure in yourself, because a real secure alpha person would understand this. I understand when it's my turn to be alpha and I understand when it's my turn to be the second fiddle. Period. Like everybody want to be Jordan. Nobody want to be Pippen. Truth of the matter is, Pippen made Jordan who he is, and Jordan made Pippen who he is. The two was a great dynamic team. Period. And I think that most women feel as if, especially the alpha women, feel as if I'm not Jordan, then Pippen doesn't get any value. But you got to realize Pippen got the rings too. But we don't talk about that. Why? Because we always highlight number one. But you don't really understand the pressure that number one is under. And even in relationships, I want to lay this carpet out right now. In relationships, even if you're the man and you're the head, sometimes it's designed for you to play number two. Because you won't have all the great ideas. Sometimes your wife or your woman will lead. And there's nothing wrong with that. Listen, just because a woman leads you doesn't mean that you're weak. And I cannot stand. My mama said hate is a strong word, but I hate a person that always think a woman can't lead. No, a man got to lead. That's so ancient Egypt. What is it? Caveman thinking, right? Because truth of the matter is, there's some circumstances that a woman can lead much, much better. And I'm not being sexist. I'm not saying, okay, a woman can lead better in the kitchen or a man can lead better in the yard, in the garden. No. That's crazy. No, that's not at all. There's certain aspects of your life that a woman will lead better than a man. Now, it's all relative, right? It depends on the circumstances and the situation. I'm not saying that a woman can lead better in this area in every single area or every relationship. No. I'm talking about in certain circumstances. There's circumstances in my life where a woman leads better than I do, or I lead better than she does. Now, just because the person is leading in this particular sense does not mean that you lose your vision. Catch it. Men, you can have vision, but she's following the vision, but you're leading, but now it's a specific situation where she's in lead of your vision, right? I need y'all to catch that. Only insecure people will find fault in that. People that are secure who it is that they'll understand, like, yeah, you're right. Sometimes she leads, sometimes I lead, But ultimately, it's my vision, but she's better in this position, right? Because every household, this is another thing too, every household is not going to be ran the same. There's going to be some households where the woman handles all the finance, or there's another situation where the man handles all the finances. At the end of the day, women, find the type of guy that you have been designed to be wired for, right? Because if you get, and this is a big one, if you get with a man that you're unequally yoked, Bible says unequally yoked, but what I want to look at is, if you get with a man that you are not compatible with holistically. I'm not saying that, okay, you guys are attracted to each other. It's cool. I know you meet a lot of guys that you're attracted to. However, this is why I tell you, go check out some of my other podcasts. This is why I tell you, dig around the tree before you begin to water the tree. And what I mean is, when you first meet somebody, date them throughout. Like, go see their family. Go see how they act with their friends. Go see how they handle controversy. Go see how they handle disagreements, arguments. How do they respond, right? Because it's only through spending time with somebody will you discover, am I wired for this person? Now, let me drop this. This is a really good one. You ought to be mature enough, and it's not judging. Let's get that clear. This is not judging, but you ought to be mature enough to see signs in a person when you first meet them. Like, nah, I see something. Nah, I'm cool. Nah, I can't do it. I already see premature signs that this is not the perfect fit for me. This is not the person for me, right? Like, you ought to see signs when you first get with somebody, period. That's all top. You got to see the signs. And many people say, I didn't see the signs. Oh, no. What happened was you were so hard up on being in a relationship that you overlooked the signs. You see the signs.